Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Salman. I'm here with my colleague Yasmin. Today we're going to talk to you guys more about the East Coast Odoo exclusive partnership program. We're going to get into all the details, see what's required, the benefits to you guys, and really unpack that as we talk more about that. But before we get into it, Yasmin, I think you saw something interesting at JFK last week.
Yeah, actually, on my way to the East Coast, something caught my attention. It was a lot of billboards and signs, and it all says inventory software that comes packing Odoo.
Interesting. Well, I've been seeing more of those too as I've been traveling, so it's nice to see that. But that's exactly it. Odoo's the only business software that you're ever going to need for your business or for your clients, especially. That really sums up what we're going to talk about today, and we're going to unpack the different aspects of Odoo, the partnership, and really get into all the details there throughout the next 30 minutes or so.
Absolutely. And today we're going to dive into how you can be part of that success through Odoo's exclusive partner program here in the East Coast. And before we jump into details, hope everyone is chilling. We want to take a quick moment to introduce
Yes.
ourselves and let's get started with you.
Yeah, appreciate that, Yasmin. So my name is Salman, and I'm a senior account executive. I've been with the company for almost a year and a half now. Really, my role is working with people who are looking into the partnership program, going over all, again, the benefits, requirements, evaluating their companies right now, seeing the pain points, the strengths, and also just filling in any gaps that Odoo can come in and provide with there. In addition, also their first couple clients. I love working with them on that too. And Yasmin?
Yeah, and my name is Yasmin. I am a partner account executive, senior partner account executive
Get that
on
right.
the North America team as well. Been working with Odoo for about a year and a half too. And my role focuses on working directly with implementers and consultants, helping them not only understand the partnership opportunity, but also learn how to demo Odoo effectively and propose it to their very first client. Obviously, it's been great to see how quickly partners in this region are growing and really adapting with Odoo.
Yeah, big time. That's why we're having this webinar today. So that growth is really what we're here to highlight today and speak more about, hopefully.
Yeah, speaking of growth, let's start with some numbers.
Yeah, let's talk
And
about the
how is
numbers.
Odoo standing out?
Let's do that. Let's do that. So, quick look at our numbers. This is a world map, obviously, and we have Odoo's locations all around the world. So, we're a Belgian based company, hence the higher concentration in the European region, but we're since then expanding rapidly. So, we have 19 offices worldwide with a few more in progress right now, more than 6,000 employees, close to 10,000 official partners, and millions of users and paid customers all around the world. These users and customers, they're relying on Odoo at the end of the day to run and operate all functions of their business onto our platform there.
Yeah, and to give you guys an idea of how fast that growth is happening, we've been at our San Francisco office for only a year and we have an expansion. We even have a new lunchroom.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we have two
excited about
now.
that. Yeah, we got two exactly.
So
So the data clearly shows that Odoo's growing quickly, but that might leave you wondering, what's the public consensus, or in other words, what's the group chat saying?
of course. I mean, a really good question. What's the ERP industry opinion and the internet jury take on Odoo?
Yeah, what do they
Over the
think?
past year, Odoo has made some major headlines across the globe. First, review in Forbes Advisor. Second, recognition by CNBC after a major investment by Sequoia Capital. Third, announcement by Capital G to invest 500 million euros. And right, kind
That's
of
De
crazy.
Niro. Yeah.
And last but not least, strategic partnerships with KPMG and Deloitte, two of the world's largest consulting firms. I mean, wouldn't you like to have KPMG and Deloitte endorsing your portfolio of solutions?
I would be all for it. I'm hands down. Yes, I would love
This
that.
naturally leads us to the question of business scope. So let's take a look at that.
Yeah, and of course, like we're here today to talk about the Odoo partnership in more detail, but what the heck even is an Odoo? Let's unpack that first, right? So what we're looking at here is just some, not all of the Odoo applications that come pre-packed. We do have more than 80, 75 to 80 applications out the box. We're always growing there. But these are just some of the areas and competencies that we have that we offer now. So on the screen, we have a couple of categories. First and foremost, let's look at the website apps there on the top middle. We have where this is where you can build and manage your online presence using apps like Website Builder, e-commerce, appointments, things like that. For your operations apps, we have things that cover inventory, field service, and logistics. With finance, we have accounting, expenses, and signature applications. With sales, we have your, of course, CRM, subscriptions, and invoicing. marketing. You can manage campaigns, email, and social media. And finally, Odoo Studio. So this is your own tool for customizing your database exactly how you want it. It's a low to no code solution, so not terribly hard to understand, but really unpacks a lot of potential within your Odoo subscription and database there. So after looking at all this, show me another ERP solution that's more expansive and flexible than this, because
I
I
I want to see it.
I'm gonna be,
Send me the
struggling for a
links.
while. Yeah, exactly. But with such robust capabilities out the box, you might be wondering, it's so good already, but what can a developer add to this? What can a developer spin up to an Odoo instance if they were to get their hands on one?
Absolutely. You came in with a lot of really great questions today. So let's talk about what makes Odoo tick under the hood.
Yeah.
First of all, its framework. At its core, Odoo is built on a Postgres, a reliable and powerful database. Second, coding language. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with those, but combined with Python, JavaScript, and a bit of CSS, all modern and well known programming languages, this combination gives Odoo its flexibility, robustness, and scalability. But here is where it gets really interesting for our partners, especially our developing partners. Odoo is highly flexible and open source, which means you and your clients have the freedom to customize and extend the platform exactly how you need it to be. And our partners can add new features, connect Odoo to other software, and even develop entirely new modules for the Odoo ecosystem.
Wow.
And
Is there like an app store or something you
yep.
mean?
And
Or
speaking of modules,
yeah.
the Odoo App Store has over 50,000 applications or modules developed by our third party developers and partners ready to enhance Odoo for virtually any business need.
50,000
So if
applications.
you can't find it on Odoo,
It's out there
it's out
somewhere.
there
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's
And
amazing.
really think about it. What other ERP system gives its partners full access to the code? We're essentially giving you guys the key to our city, the tools to build exactly what your clients need, creating a long lasting relationship with the software and your solutions as well.
Yeah.
But we've seen how the backend works now. But what about the question of usability, Saman?
Yeah.
What verticals, industries, sectors does Odoo really excel in, and where can it be used?
Yeah, let's peel that layer to the onion. Let's see what we're looking at there. So, in terms of our customers, right, our customers operate from complex businesses going from aerospace to fuel cells to healthcare, as well as everyday stuff like home and garden. So, all over the place. Even with the help of our partners, we can actually help maintain compliances like ITAR, HIPAA, and FDA, just to name a few. In simpler terms, Odoo's already touching your daily life there. So looking at some of the logos we have on screen, these guys are already using Odoo to manage their businesses. So in your pocket, Stizzy. On the road, Hyundai and Volkswagen. At the on your desk, a healthy snack from Dan and Yogurt. IBM computers. This is really where how we're doing this webinar right now, right? Playing some tennis, wearing Mizuno sportswear, and for cheat day, Krispy Kreme because you deserve it. I think they do,
You
right?
earned it.
Exactly. And most importantly, your next client potentially right here. This is what we want to see. Odoo's all about growth. And we know that every day we're doing making new leaps and, just really making history every single day. So it's not far off to say that your next client could be right here. But looking at some of the numbers there, of course, there's more than 4,300 paid customers in the East Coast alone. We have a 50% increase year over year, and we have strong growth fueled by 197 plus businesses every single month. So that's close to 200 businesses saying yes to Odoo and no to other softwares every single month. So if you actually visualize that, it really adds up over time. So Odoo's really proud to stand back behind these numbers too. Looking at the global adoption, it's coming along well, but what does the growth actually look like in specific regions of the East Coast? Yasmin?
Yeah, let's take a look at the map. And as you guys can see, we are expanding fast in the East Coast. Around 13,000 active subscriptions and around 90,000 users across the US. Out of that total, we have 32% are located in Florida. Hurricane season is coming up soon. 16% in New York, 10% in Pennsylvania, and 9% in New Jersey. And as we continue to grow in major markets across the US, other regions will, of course, take notice. So it's really a great time to help us expand in these new territories and talk to your businesses,
Yeah.
And so what I really want to know right now is who wants to really help us expand and penetrate these open geographies and markets while our audience ponders this opportunity, Salman.
Yeah.
Let's go over what we've talked about so far, a little recap.
Let's do it. I think we have a few takers in the audience already watching right now who could help us with that goal, but we'll save that for later. Just to look at some of Odoo's strengths, let's look first at some of the reasons of why we stand out. So first and foremost, Odoo is a unified platform. So no APIs, no connectors to update individually, none of that hassle. The timeline is pretty convenient for the client, and there's an option to implement full scale or one app at a time. So again, we don't expect any business to have all 75 plus apps up and running for their first couple of days or first couple of months, years, whatever it may be. But that means that they can scale with Odoo. So as their business grows, so does their business with Odoo and their, kind of their investment in Odoo, I'd say, with their business
So
there.
you're saying they can start with few modules
Yeah,
and grow with Odoo. Oh,
exactly
wow.
that. Exactly. It's not, it's not an all or nothing type deal, in other words.
That's
Yeah.
great.
In addition to that, there's also the flexibility. So Odoo is one of the only open source ERPs in all of the US, excuse me. And there's no vendor lock-in, endless possibilities. So there's thousands of pre-built solutions, as we already know, within Odoo and even on our app store there. Shorter build to launch time, so it's easier to understand and operate, which means more projects year for you. So that means you're not focusing all your resources and team onto one project and putting the rest to the side. It's a pretty good system that we have put together there, and that means higher annual revenue and faster growth for you guys as well. Next would be the cost. So this is also a big driver as to why people will look at Odoo, because it's a very robust and capable software. But of course, this comes at not the hikes of legacy ERP, in which you have to pay for an implementation, for simple licensing. It's a completely different conversation there. So Odoo's proud to have the largest scope at the lowest price per license, in other words, in the ERP industry. So a very transparent license structure. If you go on our website, you can easily see in any country what that cost would be. Again, affordable renewals, no surprises, and it's just competitive overall in terms of the ownership there. And last but not least, company longevity. So no acquisition history. It's our own proprietary software that we've been building for the past couple years, or not couple years, but past couple of decades rather. And we never acquired third-party solutions and slapped the Odoo name on it. That's not what we do. So we've had the yearly versions of Odoo coming out every single year for the past 10 years. We have Odoo 20 right around the corner, actually, in just a few months here in October. So stay tuned for that.
The summer ends, but Odoo just starts.
Exactly. Odoo just starts as the summer ends. We have loyal employees, customers, and partners. And like we mentioned again, no acquisition history. We're very big on this. We're very proud of everything that we've built from the ground up to this day. So you might be wondering, if I wanted to become a partner, what are the requirements? Is there a financial benefit to me? I mean, maybe Yasmin could talk about this a little bit more. If there's any
There's
hoops, hurdles, is it hard to
F
become a partner? I
Of
don't think so.
course. Not at all. First of
No.
all, there is always a financial benefit to you guys.
Yes.
But let's take a look at what's required of a partner. First, Odoo partnerships, of course, do have some requirements because it's an exclusive program that you guys will join.
Yeah.
You can start at the ready level, and the requirement is to maintain 10 new users per year and one certified staff member. When we talk about certification, purely functional certification, right? And ready partners receive 10% commission on the user license fees. After bringing a number of clients, once you reach 75 new users, then you'll begin to qualify for the silver partner level. Now, you'll need to have 3 certified staff member in order to move up, and silver partners receive 15% commissions on the user license fees. Lastly, if you reach up to 300 users per year, you'll begin to qualify for the gold partner status, and you'll need to have 6 certified staff member on your team, and gold partners receive 20% commissions on the user license fee. And to mention, this also applies at each renewal and upsell.
Oh,
You know,
didn't know
where
that.
we want to grow with you
Yeah.
guys. And speaking of commissions and revenue, let's just take a look at how you can monetize Odoo. Like, how are
Yeah.
you gonna be able to make money?
That's the biggest concern and question that I even want to know. So let's unpack that, right? So looking at the financial side of the partnership, Odoo offers a highly lucrative modernization model designed to really reward partners who are active with their team, with the resources, and with their partner managers, which is a little bit of a spoiler, but you will have a dedicated partner manager to help you out. There are 4 primary revenue streams that we've put together and we think you'll like. So first and foremost, as Yasmin just walked us through, there's a commission model. So for ready, silver, and gold, 10, 15, and 20. It's pretty straightforward there. It's a direct commission off the enterprise licenses. It's a recurring revenue model too. So as Yasmin mentioned at the end there, this isn't just a one-time, once you have your client come on board, you serve them up, you get the commission. It's not like that at all. Whenever the client renews, you get that paid out every renewal and you get everything paid up front. So even if they were to sign a multi-year contract, whatever it would be for say 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you get everything paid up front. So it's pretty nice. It's nice to add that. So important note there. Next, there's also there's commission on the hosting itself. So not only the licensing, but Odoo SH hosting. It's one of the most commonly used hosting options that Odoo currently offers to our clients right now. Beyond the software, Odoo SH, it's hosting, but it's even more than that. We call it even platform as a service. So it's quite capable. That's a separate webinar for sure. We don't have enough time today to unpack what Odoo SH is, but just know it is far more than hosting. So it's one of the most generous kickbacks in the ERP industry, and it provides a very healthy passive income stream there. Next, that Odoo App Store we talked about, the 50,000 plus apps. All these people who are posting on the App Store are actually benefiting from a 70% kickback, or in other words, being able to keep 70% of what they're charging for the revenue. So this allows you to leverage your unique industry expertise and really reach Odoo's global user base of millions without having to run around talking to all these millions of people. This is also a good passive way. And last but not least, the core of your business will be the professional services. So you get to keep 100% of the revenue from implementation, consulting, custom development, and things more than that. That's just to get that brainstorm going. In the current market, the average hourly rate is around $150 to $250 plus, depending on the service and your expertise, complexity of the project, of course, a few other factors as well, but that's the average range. And because Odoo is such a comprehensive suite, these projects, they're often leading into long-term relationships. They're working with all these different modules, and really it offers more than just the one-time install and never having to help them out ever again or provide your services. So when you combine recurring license commissions, hosting fees, and high-value service rates, the ROI on becoming an Odoo partner is incredibly clear in my opinion. So you might be wondering, what do these numbers actually look like in a real implementation? Do we maybe have like an example implementation or something we could look at to see, what that ROI could look like?
Yeah, of course. I'm a numbers person, so let's take a look at the return on investment with just one Odoo project.
Yeah.
This is a project that we really sell in channel. So a sample project with 15 users, you're looking at $8,800 for the license fees. Then you got your hosting fee. The client will pay around $9,700. So that's what the client is paying. Now, when we talk about commission, assuming that you guys are a ready partner, we're looking at $820, 10% commission on the licenses, and 50% commission on the hosting, which brings out our total to $1,200 commission, which is roughly about 26 to 30% of what the client is paying just in commission payout. And assuming that your cost is a very modest $150 per hour, this project will take you about 100 hours for the implementation. Again, this is a pretty standard complexity project.
Yeah.
We're looking at $15,000 of services. And that being combined with the $1,200 commission, your total earnings will be a little over $16,000 itself. And that's, like I said, your total commissions plus your total services. Now, minus the membership fee, we're looking at a profit of over $12,000.
Is this from one project or 1 year?
This is from one single project.
Wow.
And again, most our partners, they take 2-3 projects at a time. So we can assume that that should be doubled or tripled. So this really demonstrates high capital efficiency. A single successful implementation can actually cover your entire annual partnership.
Wow.
And again, this is free money.
Yeah, it's free money, right? One thing that caught my interest though, Yasmin, was the commission part to it, right? Because I see 10%, I see 50%, but let's magnify that, look into that more. I think it'd be helpful, right? To maybe unpack that.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious, what does that look like over the past couple of years in terms of commissions, right? Is it just that 10% here, 50% there? What does that actually mean, right?
I want to see how much partners are actually making.
Let's blow it up. Yeah, let's just put it right there on the screen. So basically, we've successfully distributed close to $12.7 million in commission in the last year alone. So this isn't all the time. This isn't the past 10 years. It's in the past year alone. So you might be wondering, how does that break down? It's an average of around 25K per partner, so it's pretty stable for the most part. And renewals, upsells, again, it's all handled by Odoo's customer success team. You are going to have a dedicated CS manager for you and your clients, so they're going to be able to come in and help with these upsells and cross sells, taking more work off of your plate. But they'll take care of that, and this is what it resulted in the past year, like I mentioned. So that 12.7, and that has been stable since about 2010. So as you can see,
Oh, wow.
partner compensation has been demonstrated, but let's explore how Odoo actually helps partners grow.
Of course, because we are here for you.
Yeah,
And like I said before, you're not just becoming a partner, but you're joining a whole ecosystem.
right. That's
So
right.
soon after your partnership starts, you'll be assigned to an Odoo partner manager and who is here to really support you with so many things. First, training and demos. We really stand out from other softwares because we are never afraid to demonstrate the power of our tool. Again, responding to questions during the pre-sales process, whether these questions are functional or technical, we have our back, and the partner manager has direct access to our pre-sales team or team of consultants that can answer pretty much any of your questions. Also, building marketing initiatives and sales strategies to make sure you grow alongside us. That's why I said you're joining a whole ecosystem. We are dedicated to your success. We want you to obviously succeed. That's why we're going to be there with you throughout the whole partnership and the whole journey. We also work to assign you new leads and local opportunities to really help you increase your win rates. I mean, you can bring us into conversations with potential new customers, clients, help respond to question, give advice on what's available out of the box, what requires customization, what's on the App Store, and really show that you have the strength of the software editor at your back. And this is just, I would say, 30% of what actually the
Yeah,
partner manager does. There's a
right.
lot more.
They're, yeah,
So feel free to reach
masterminds.
out to your representative to really understand and learn about all of the
Yes.
additional benefits. But yeah, this brings up a really good question of how do Odoo and partners work together to support end clients? Like how does
Yeah.
that really look like in real life?
No, let's unpack that. And it's cool to see the account manager aspect, Yasmin, because it looks like even me as a partner, I'm well supported too. I don't have to be an Odoo mastermind. I don't have to know
Mm-hmm.
everything about Odoo just to start. I have the support from the account manager. The
Yep.
rest will come naturally
And
with
it's
time.
not, it's a commercial and functional expert.
Yeah.
So they know all about how to close deals and
Yes.
maximize opportunities, but also they are functional experts. So
Yes. They know the
you get
software.
the best out of both worlds.
Exactly, exactly. But more importantly, right, because it looks like Odoo's covered, the partner's covered, but what about your client at the end of the day? We know your client is valuable to you and, of course, to Odoo, so we want to make sure that they're taken care of in an
Mhm.
appropriate manner, right? So we're going to see from both sides in terms of Odoo and the Odoo partners what you guys can provide, what Odoo provides, and how we kind of foster a healthy environment to make this doable, right? So first and foremost, Odoo will be helping you guys out with the licensing there. So helping your client choose anywhere from a 1 to 5 year contract, really multi-year maximizes savings and ROI. So if they want to be locked into current pricing, if they want the partner to receive, or if you want your commissions up front, right, then this is, where Odoo can come in and really help execute their muscle there, right? Next would be the hosting and security. So Odoo has 3 different hosting options. This is Odoo Online, SH, and On-Prem. This is a mix of cloud and on-prem options, obviously. So basically, full containerized development environments for you to practice parts of your client's code before putting it into production, as well as staging branches. And this is the same with on-prem as well. Specific compliances available through Odoo would be the GDPR, PCI, DSS, and ISO, also offered by partners too. Next would be the general support. So as we mentioned, the dedicated customer success, like with the commissions we just talked about for upsells, cross sells, things like that. You'll have that person helping to your customers and attend them. Level 1 support for bug fixes, database access, even help with any functional, technical training, things like that. These are just a few reasons that Odoo's growth is a train passing at a high speed, because we have this army and plethora of resources that are being thrown at one another in a good way. So you never feel alone, or you never feel that you're like left behind or anything like that. And next, looking at Odoo and the partners in terms of what you guys can work on together, what we can work on together, right? This would be the discovery. So this means the actual, helping qualify the client, identify their needs, seeing if Odoo is even a good fit, because Odoo is quite flexible. The scope is huge, but again, we still want to do our due diligence and make
Of
sure that
course.
this client can actually benefit from Odoo. So you'll have the help from the partner manager, for example, here to help you out there. with the implementation. We have our own dedicated consultants, but you have yours as well. So really, again, combining forces to make sure that both can participate and really offer their services to the best of their abilities. Same thing with the API integration and modification. Odoo does have internal resources to help you out with that, so don't feel you have to know everything there. With training, we touched on this briefly too, but Odoo offers a wide scope of trainings available for partners and partners only. It's pretty transferable too in terms of the knowledge you learn to your client and helping them with their projects. It's not just a bunch of fluff, it's again actual context that can get your project moving forward. And last but not least, specific support. So, dedicated 24/7 partner support. This is something that a lot of our partners do offer for their clients by having their own retainer service where they can come in and help their client when they need it. There's also maintenance that you can offer, and there's on-site upgrades available that we can help you figure out how to do as well. So that's a big picture of Odoo and partners showing up for their clients. What happens, I mean, it makes sense because both sides are covered, right? Both ends are, you're never alone, or it's never Odoo doing all the heavy lifting or the partner doing all the heavy lifting. But what happens when we approach the public, like at business shows and expos? Because I think we're out there. I mean, we're already at JFK, as you said. So
Yeah.
let's
I
see.
mean, we have our Odoo EXP pretty soon, so
Yeah,
we'll talk a little more about that
we
later. But
will.
we traditionally hold business shows in different cities across the country,
Yeah.
as well as our annual event, Odoo Experience, like I just said, and Odoo Connects. And over the past couple of years, we've attended various trade shows and different industries like retail, manufacturing, and energy. So our partners are really able to sponsor these events and join us out on the road to spread the word about the software and the services that are available. So if you're really excited about the opportunity, just like we are,
Yeah.
and you'd like to get started, what are the next steps, Salman? How to get
Yeah.
started?
Well, first step is being here. So thank you again for tuning into this. But let's see past this what we have to do, right? So we've been dying to know how can we actually get started. Well, first and foremost, reach out to your representative and they can help you with any, processes of moving forward or any questions you may have. Even Yasmin and I are here too, and we'll have our info there. But it all really starts with the membership activation. So once we have that, again, that's basically your commitment and your yes, saying I'm ready to commercialize Odoo. I'm ready to expand my business. We have that commitment from you, and we can move you forward from there onto the trainings and workshops. So again, people are coming from all different types of backgrounds. I've personally worked with partners that have 10 years of Odoo experience. And I have people, I've worked with partners who just heard about Odoo last month at a business show. So again, if you, regardless of the background that you have, it can be beneficial to take trainings and get into certain workshops. So it's up to you and your rep to really evaluate those options together then. At the same time, then we'll have your partner manager assigned out to you so you can start to develop that relationship, start to understand one another in terms of, what you guys are looking for in a business relationship and how we can help one another. Next would be the visibility on the Odoo website. So this means your company name, info, logo. We're going to make you famous. We're going to put you on the website and have all your contact info there for people to find you. So there's that. Next would be to, again, generate sales strategies with your partner manager, which just ties into that relationship building aspect. And last but not least, we're going to have you certified within Odoo around 6 months or so. It could be less, especially if you take up trainings. And again, the trainings come in functional, implementation methodology, technical. We have master classes as well, which are basically deep dived advanced training sessions on specific topics within Odoo. So again, a lot for, people and the masses out there in terms of what they're looking for. It's cool to note that the marketing to attract new customers and the trainings are going to be happening at the same exact time. So we don't want you to be professionals of Odoo before beginning. We'll help you with that with the trainings. We're also going to help with the marketing. We'll open up your pipe, send you leads from time to time as well. It's all going to be covered, and it's a really efficient onboarding process, in other words. Speaking of training, though, we've touched on that here and there, Yasmin, but how can a partner launch their implementation team as soon as possible?
Great question. We do provide a number of different e-learning courses that first can help you learn all the functional aspects of our software. So these free e-learning courses are focused on different applications and understand how they really work. Official partners have access to the partner knowledge base, which helps you learn how to demo, give marketing advice, and really access material only for our partners. So we're not only training you functionally, but also commercially to make sure that you do have a successful partnership with us. In addition to those free resources, we offer a project leader onboarding or The new name is the Partner
Boot
Bootcamp.
camp. That's right.
And that's a course, it's a workshop that's dedicated to teaching you how to implement from start to finish.
Right.
So it's going to talk about our methodology, key modules, how to implement efficiently with your team, of course. It's going to also prepare you to take the certification exam so that way your team can quickly get certified and get things moving. We also offer a technical training mainly for developers, but it is to learn about the framework and making developments with our own coding languages.
Yeah.
Again, these are trainings that are exclusive to partners, and we love to offer those to really help you guys and set you guys up for success. Now, there's also master classes in the Odoo Academy to learn specifically about one application and all of its features. We also have partner support packs that are available to help you implement your first project along with an Odoo dedicated consultant. Those packs actually are prepaid hours with our consultants to pretty much assist you with an implementation, coach you. You can even do code review,
Wow.
technical demos, pretty much
Pretty
anything.
much anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the goal of all of our training and the training program specifically is to really help you learn quickly, get certified, and get ready to implement projects with your clients immediately.
Right.
So, if this seems like an extensive curriculum, never fear, it's fully supported. And again, you can take action now.
Wow, I love that. I always love the training piece there. But again, thank you again, guys, for joining us today. This is an opportunity like no other. The Odoo market share is just less than 1% right now as we're speaking, so it's definitely early days. If you can see how becoming an Odoo partner is crucial and beneficial to you in your current setup, we highly recommend, again, reaching out to us. Again, my name is Salman, and this is Yasmin. We have our contact info on the screen, or if you have reps reaching out to you right now, of course, I'd get back to them and they can help you with that. You can find us on our media channels. We're on Twitter or X. I keep calling it Twitter, but it's now X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We have roadshows year-round as well. I think we have one in New York later in October. And we also have our flagship event in San Francisco this September. So Odoo Experience America it's going to be a great time to come out, network with Odoo people, network with Odoo
And also
partners.
meet us.
Meet us in person, exactly. No autographs, no pictures. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of good food, a lot of good games, talks, presentations, and we recommend that you guys come out and check us out in September.
And the weather is beautiful in San
It
Francisco in
is.
September. So this is actually
That's
the
really
best
when
time
the
to
sun
come.
comes out. That's right. Carl, the fog goes away.
So yeah, thank you guys again for joining us today. If you have any questions or would like to learn more about the partnership program, Salman and I are here. And also feel free to reach out to your representative and reach out to us.
Yeah.
Odoo.com is one click away. So check us out. Thank you guys so much for watching.